Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Arguably Speaking.
I'm Kiera,
I'm Sarah.
and today we have another very special guest.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bella, and I played Frisbee with Sarah at Nebraska on the wonderfully named Cuddle Raptors Frisbee team.
Let's go! Very excited to have Bella on the pod. She is one of our many listeners, dedicated to listening to our adventures and thrilling times. So I don't know. I'm just really excited to have you be a part of the whole narrative that we're spinning.
Thanks. I've never been on a podcast before, so I'm very excited to be here today.
Yay!
And we're so excited because we've had a wonderful weekend with Bella because Bella is visiting us. And we should just kind of jump right into what a fantastic weekend y'all have had. Because
Yeah.
I've been in and out a bit, but you guys have been together more of the time.
Yeah, definitely. So Bella came in on Thursday.
Thursday.
And if you want to talk a little bit about your Thursday, and then maybe I can talk a little bit about when I saw you Friday.
Okay. So I am out here to visit primarily Sarah and my other friend, and my other friend Bella. Confusing, I know. Also Kiera. Dude, it was nice. I've listened to enough of the podcast at this point. I'm like,
Basically friends.
you might not know me very well, but now you will.
Very adjacently, but still very warmly in the times that we have seen each other.
Very warm.
I would
Very
say.
warm. Kiera gave me chocolate chips today. It was so necessary. So necessary. So I have been in town for a few days. So I got in on Thursday, but really late. So just went to sleep basically. But Friday, I went into Seattle proper area, did a couple touristy things. Went to Pike Place Market,
Nice.
which is fun. Not Pike's Place, Pike Place.
You really are local.
Wow.
You basically know all the things.
Yes, thanks. Trying my best. Yeah, and that was really fun. Just wandered around a little bit. I was gonna buy a souvenir, and then Bella told me that she had already purchased that souvenir and just would give it to me. So thanks, Bella.
What was
It's a cute little cat postcard. There's a
Nice.
lady in the downstairs area of Pike Place Market who like draws them herself, and they're so cute. So it's a postcard with a bunch of cats in like superhero costumes, and it's also like set in Pike Place Market. So it's like the perfect souvenir. I love cats. I have two. They're fantastic. Big fan.
Can we know their names?
Yes. So my husband and I have two tortoiseshell cats. They're sisters. And because we are both humongous nerds, they are named after book characters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so one of them is named after Holly, Captain Holly Short from the Artemis Fowl series by Ian Colfer. Great books. Not a great movie, in my opinion. And the other one is named after a character from the Illuminae Files.
Oh my gosh.
Do you like? Have you?
We've read these. We've read these. We've
It's
read
true.
this book.
Yeah.
It's true. I read this book specifically on recommendation from Bella.
It's
Wow.
so true.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I hope you like. Did you ever finish the series?
No. I did read the first book, which was the book that you told me to read, and then I water damaged it because I got caught in a rainstorm, and I now own it. And I have never read the second book.
Well, the character that my second cat is named after is from the second book. So Sarah didn't care enough about my cat to read the book that she's named after.
I'm very
So sad.
sorry.
But her name is Pauchuk, which is Russian for spider, because there's a hacker character in the second book who goes by the name Pauchuk, and she's like in the mob, so it's like Russian appropriate. Not to be I don't know. Is that okay?
I think it's okay. It's a book that it's not like you wrote the book.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't actually.
Sometimes I don't know enough about the mob to know whether that's like an accurate okay stereotype or like not a good thing.
Yeah. We towed a line of like, wait a second, what's PC?
I
but
don't-
like,
Mm.
we're all learning and we're trying to get better. So let us know if you know. That's what we always say. If you know, you
If
can
you're
tell
in the
us.
mob, let us know if you're Russian or not.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do that.
If you're Russian, tell us if you're in the mob. No?
No.
Neither way. Neither way.
Anyways, moving on.
Thanks,
Kidding.
Sarah.
So,
We all know this is a joke.
other things I did this weekend. I went to the Seattle Library.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Super
which
pretty. There's a lot of Seattle libraries, but you went to the
Fair.
downtown one?
yes, I went to the downtown one, which is the one that one of Sarah and my friends, hates because they've had to learn about it in lots of architecture classes. Yeah, and to be fair, I do think that it was very interesting architecturally, but also not a place that I'd really want to spend time. It's not cozy.
Hmm. Yeah, I spent one afternoon there. I took myself on a little day outing and went to the downtown Seattle library, and I did read there for a couple hours. But I think it's only fun if you're like actively doing something. It's not just like a stroll around place.
That's fair. I was just strolling around. I might appreciate it more if I was actually using it as a library.
I think it depends. It's not the most cozy library, like you said. It's very like architectural, harsh lines, bright light situation.
Yeah. Yeah, other things, Bella took me to see some trees, and other than that, I spent a lot of time with my friends, which was really the point of coming out, not a super touristy trip.
The
To be
best kind
fair.
of trip with friends.
True, true. Yeah, and then today, the other I feel like major thing that I've done is that Sarah, with all the goodness in her heart and the skills in her head, was helping me to learn how to sew because I got a sewing machine recently, and I feel like it'd be fun to make clothes. And Sarah's the only person that I know that sews her own clothes.
This is all true. This is all true. Now, I will say that I have never helped someone sew an item of clothing before. And I would also, in the same breath, have only sewn from start to finish an item of clothing all the way through, like, in a day, maybe 3 times. Maybe 4 times, but like the item of clothing was like a tank top. You know,
A simple piece.
not a lot of working parts. And so Bella and I, we were very ambitious. We went into this with a lot of confidence.
Arguably, much too much confidence.
Way too much confidence. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We ended up we throughout the entire weekend we have been trying to come up with something that Bella and I can sew. And so another thing that we did this weekend was go to Joann's, get ice cream, go do things, very fun stuff. And so we started with we're gonna make a skirt because I already have a pattern, and then it was like okay, we got really excited because summer is coming, the weather was warm, let's make a swimsuit. We went to Joann's, really cool swimsuit fabric. I got nervous because I was like, I don't know, stretchy fabrics as a beginning sewer is a little scary. And so we got the swimsuit fabric to make future swimsuits, and then we landed on skirt again. And then once we got back, it was like, okay, we're not going to make something that we won't wear. And skirts, not super wearable, not something that is a go to for either of us. Let's make shorts. And then we started.
Yeah, so we decided that we were going to make shorts instead of a skirt today. And then we made a scrunchie. I made a scrunchie today. So I did
Big
technically
successes.
big successes, Kiera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So technically I made two things. An item of
Oh,
clothing.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the shorts are super cute, like very impressive for the amount of time that was had and the end product, I would say.
Yeah, I think we spent like how long? Like maybe like five,
Yeah,
7.
5 or 6 hours.
I don't know, but I am wearing them. They are functional. They maybe have 2 less pockets than we started out with the goal being, but my phone does fit in the existing pocket, and that's what matters.
Overall success.
Success.
Off. You can sit, stand, walk.
Hmm?
Who knows? Maybe dance even. You could try.
Wow.
We
I
haven't
could
seen
try.
it happen yet, but I'm sure that it'll happen later. I don't know. They're a fun color. They're corduroy, trendy.
Trendy.
Totally trendy. I don't know. It like were there some screams and almost tears on my part? Oh my gosh, send your favorite podcast hosts a new iron. I'm
Aw.
crushed. I'm absolutely crushed. We're not ringing the funeral bells yet, but I don't know.
We
An
did.
Either way.
iron is not currently at its peak function.
Right.
We maybe did use a hair straightener today instead.
That's
So
true. Because you know what? We are not quitters.
Resilient.
It's true.
quitters.
That's what it is.
We might not be winners, but we are not quitters.
Yeah. Okay. That was my weekend, Kira.
My weekend. Well, it's gorgeous here. Right now in Seattle, it's starting to become summer, and it's that time where like it's very sunny, but it's not quite too hot yet, and so you're able to start being outdoors again. And so on Saturday, I was like, me and my partner, we should go paddleboarding. And so we went paddleboarding on South Lake Union, and oh my gosh, it has a beautiful view of like downtown. It's right where Gasworks Park is. I don't know if you all went there, but Gasworks looks right into the city. You can see the Space Needle and everything. And I was like, look, we're on paddleboards. And he fell in twice.
Nice.
I did not fall in
Heck
because I'm
yeah.
basically a professional. I almost fell in once, but I didn't. I caught myself.
Amazing.
The hard part was there were all these boats that kept passing us, and the boats would create ripples. And one ripple is fine, but when there's two boats and the ripples come together,
Converging
No.
ripples.
it's sketchy
That's what I've
then.
always said.
Yeah, converging ripples will get you.
Very sketchy.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
How
but
fun though.
that was absolutely wonderful. And then what else happened that day? Honestly, I feel like that was kind of the day. Oh my gosh, wait
Saturday
a
we
second.
all got together.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Friday was a very special evening
Oh
because
my
we
gosh.
saw the
Oh my
aurora
God.
borealis.
I know.
It was so okay. Yeah, this was a shared experience, but not shared experience in the same location.
Right.
So we all saw the northern lights because they were bright enough. We had a bunch of solar activity for it to be seen down in Seattle. I saw some really bright reds, some greens, and some of the white halos. And there were two giant bursts where we were. My friend has like a rooftop, and so we were able to stand on the rooftop and just lay. They have patio furniture. It was
Amazing.
so good. Yeah.
That sounds
But
so fun.
how was your Northern Lights viewing?
Yeah, we ended up getting back to the house and just kind of chatting through. We had talked about how there was solar activity that was going to be happening that night, and we had all gotten together for dinner and just like chatted through the evening. And Bella and I were about to go to our mutual friend's place up a little bit further north. And another roommate came home and was like, the Northern Lights are happening right now. And so we decided that, we would probably we would probably be able to see them better in the more northern, like darker place that our friend lived in. So we all jumped in a car and started driving, which was a little stressful because it was like, if they've been going on for an hour already, did we miss it? Are we going to be able to still see them once we get up there? So I was like stressed out and like my eyes were glued to the sky out the window and stuff. But we ended up making it up there in time to see the final like bursty across sky like streakies. And I don't know, it was absolutely amazing. You can talk about it a little bit more
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So on the way up, there were like street lights, so that's why we couldn't really see it very well at all. But then when we got there, I don't think that we maybe saw it as clearly as you did, Kira.
I think I got really lucky because I was like, it's gonna happen, and then nobody believed me, and I was like, come on, let's just go up and check. And then it was there, and I was like, I told you so. But yeah, anyways,
That's a
continue.
win. That's a win for you. Yeah, but we mostly saw, we could like sort of see which areas of the sky were like more green streaks or more pink streaks. I wouldn't say like we didn't see any red. So it mostly looked like white or like brighter part like streaks and like halos a little bit. But our phone cameras, dang.
They,
Those
they saw.
they
Really
saw
cool.
for sure. So any pictures that I posted on social media around this time, questionable. But I mean, it was maybe not exactly what it looked like to the naked eye,
Yeah.
but very cool still. And the first time that I've ever seen them. So what a cool like experience to share.
Super
I
exciting.
know you came at such a lucky point because in my time living here, they haven't been ever bright enough to see from Seattle. So
Yeah.
you got a good day, a good weekend.
A good weekend. The weather's been great.
Yeah.
Weather's been really nice.
It'll be nice until probably end of September
Wow.
/ early October.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it'll be really
Oh
good.
my
Hopefully.
goodness.
Knock on wood, but
That's
it's been a
amazing.
dry year. The only thing that might get us is fire season. Yeah, so in the east it'll get pretty dry and then the fire smoke will come our way and that's where it's like
Okay.
but yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Speaking of outdoors things, on Sunday, which was Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to
Happy
any
Mother's
of
Day.
the mothers that are listening to us.
We know we have one in our listening ranks.
Happy
Shout out.
Mother's Day to you. But I went up to Deception Pass, which is near the San Juan Islands, and did a little bit of a hike. Or we did two hikes. One was Goat Rock, Goat Hill Rock, something like that.
Okay.
And then we went to the lighthouse one as well. Regardless, it was super pretty, and I was like, we should go kayaking and paddleboarding here.
Nice.
Super nice. And after that, it was about an hour and a half away. Maybe 2 hours with traffic, but I think we missed traffic both directions. Um, on the way back, there was this shrimp shack that the friends really, really wanted to go to.
Okay.
They had passed it, they've been to Deception Pass once before, and they're like, we weren't able to go last time we came. It was an hour wait to order food.
Wow.
That doesn't count the amount of time that it takes to prepare the food.
That's wild.
So they're like, we should try this time. And I was like, okay, I'm starving. We just hiked for many hours.
Right.
I will eat whatever you put in front of me. I do like shrimp, let it be known. I think shrimp is good. But for the cooked shrimp, it was going to take an hour.
Oh my god.
So, what they do as kind of like a fast way to still get shrimp and have them be fresh, they sell bags of boiled kind of brine shrimp, like kind of cocktail shrimp, but they're full shrimp. They're very much cooked, but they got the heads on them and the whole shell.
Oh.
So, we were all really hungry, and we got a 5-pound bag of
Oh my
boiled
gosh.
shrimp. There were 4 of us, so there was like an amount of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I tell
Still,
you,
a pound of shrimp?
per person.
a pound and a quarter, and when I tell you that I ate so many shrimp, it was wild. So it was me and my partner. We were kind of like sharing a little tray together, and then our 2 friends were sharing one. We ate, me and my partner, double the amount that they ate. They both tapped out, but we were starving. And I tell you, I've never gotten so good at skill so fast. I was ripping heads off shrimp and peeling them like nobody's business. I was having races. Me and my partner were like arms deep in the shrimp. It was wild. It was so almost like criminal how many shrimp we were killing, like, or eating. We were like killing bloodline.
Oh my god.
Hundreds of shrimp were ingested.
I'm imagining, like, you know the
Was
Fantastic
wild.
Mr. Fox, like, stop motion animation where they just, like, and there's food flying and everything? That is you and your partner, just shrimp, heads flying, tails being thrown. That's so funny.
It was just something.
Wow.
And we both got done and we just looked at each other and we were like, whoa, did that just happen? And our friends were like, respect. That was scary. But good for you.
I feel like this is a good, like, testament to your guys' relationship.
Yeah,
Where it's like,
definitely.
neither of you is embarrassed to eat that many shrimp, and also, like, you're compatible.
Not just like the fact that it was a lot of shrimp. It was the whole like de-heading part, the de-shelling. Like
Right. It
we
was
had
not.
competition and I was winning.
Drew loves winning.
I do love winning. But it was a time.
That's so amazing.
And I probably won't eat shrimp for a little while.
Nice. Nice. That's so funny.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I can ever look at you the same way.
It really was something. I needed to confess my sins.
No, no.
Repent.
Go on.
That's amazing.
Incredible. What an image.
Bella and I also ate food on Sunday.
Oh,
Just saying. No, it was funny though because we like have been kind of bad about eating at regular meal times. You know, not like bad enough where we're not eating, but like we've had lunch at 3 and then dinner at like 9 and then things got weird. And so on Sunday we were doing kind of the same thing again. We ended up driving north once more to Mukilteo.
Mukilteo?
Mukilteo?
Mukilteo.
I don't know how to say things, but it was nice. You should go there, maybe. And we,
maybe.
Maybe.
well, we were all pretty hungry.
We're so hungry. We should have eaten before we left.
We really should have. I did eat a little bit of leftovers, but Bella and our other friend did not, and they were ravenous. And so we made it up there. We were going to go to Ivor's, which is like a walk-up chip shop. fish and chips, and then ice cream. But again, it was warm, and I've never seen so many people in this gosh dang city as I did this weekend because the sun was out. And so there was a line of like, I don't know, 15 people, 15 groups maybe. I don't know. There were a lot of people. We were like, we gotta get this food now. We might die. It's 3 p.m. This is the end. And so we ended up going to a sit down part, got some really delicious food. Took a while, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we should have stuck it out in the line, but at the same time, the food was good.
The food was good, and I've eaten a lot of soup this weekend, which I've really enjoyed.
Nice.
So I did have a nice clam chowder, which seems very. They said it was world famous or something on their menu. They had one of those like, this is the best things, you know. So it was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I got the best Brussels sprouts of my entire life there. Holy crap balls. If you want Brussels sprouts, go to Ivor's, but the sit down version.
They were good. They were good. I will say I can't quite agree with Best because my mother-in-law makes some mean, very obviously not healthy anymore, but like so delicious Brussels sprouts.
Amazing. I
So
love
good.
that. Yeah.
Also, we went garage sailing.
Oh my gosh, we did do that.
I totally, yeah. But yeah, we went garage sailing. They had the was it West Seattle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Garage sale. That was fun.
It was fun. The traffic so bad, so bad. Yeah, it was not great.
I don't know if you knew, but the president is in town. So that's fun.
I did not know this.
Well, okay,
No.
he was in town.
Yeah, he's not currently in town.
No,
Yes.
no, but they like closed one of the major roads because he was using it to like close all the traffic.
That's so annoying.
So annoying.
Ridiculous.
Need that much road.
No.
No.
Slap that man on the light rail. That's what I'm saying. Okay? He's probably a big, fan of public transit, hopefully. I don't know. I'm not going to make any claims to know things about the transit views of our current chief in the office.
Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief is what
That's
you're
what I
looking
was
for.
going for. Okay. I think that he should do the light rail. Seems easiest. That's my opinion.
Yeah. But it was good. I think one thing that Sarah said a couple times this weekend while we were trying to get places and the weather just being so nice, for the first time in a while, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, is that she didn't know that this many people lived in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. There were tons.
Crawling. I was like, where have you been this whole time? I've been here for 7 months now. It's too bad. Anyways.
Yeah.
You would be shocked at how many people just hibernate for the winter and anytime that it is not nice out. But then everybody loves the sun. Everybody loves light. Northern lights,
True.
True.
sunny
So
weekend,
So
people
true.
come out. So I think you'll see more people throughout the next couple months that you're here.
Nice.
I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun. It was definitely like, oh man, I am in a city. You know?
Yeah, like there are people here.
Yeah. Speaking of cities.
Speaking of cities,
Speaking of cities.
if you were around a few podcasts ago, we were talking about what our dream city might look like. And we didn't really have so much time to get into it because it was at the end of the episode. And with what a wonderful weekend we've had, with all of the lively and novel experiences we've had, we thought it'd be fun to revisit what our perfect city would look like with Bella as a special guest.
Special.
So special.
Yeah. So I have some prompting questions that we can kind of start out with. But first of all, I will give you something to noodle on while we are discussing our perfect cities.
I love noodling.
And this first question is, what is your perfect city's name? So
Oh.
I'll give you some time to sit with that, and I'll ask you some other prompting questions, but I want you to have that up front so you can think throughout the episode what it's going to be.
Okay.
I can't Google Latin things.
I know.
There's supposed to be something meaningful in Latin, Kiera. I don't know.
No, I'm making you think on the fly.
I
But-
feel like I already have a good idea.
Okay, well, you gotta hold it.
He's gonna forget.
I also don't have a good thought yet. I just wanted to open it up.
No, that's
No, good idea,
That's
good idea.
amazing.
But to begin with, for your perfect city, what type of climate is it in? Is it in
Ooh.
somewhere warm? Is it somewhere cold? Is it somewhere that has similar temperatures throughout the year? What kind of temperature is that? And why? Of course.
Okay.
We can kind of go in order if we want. We can go out of order. If someone has something that's jumping out at them, feel free to start.
Well, I have very strong opinions, but it sounds like Bella might also. I'm gonna go. Okay. So I think that both Kiera and Bella will probably disagree with me on this, but I definitely want to have snow in some amount of way in the winters. I love snow. I think snow is very fun. I think snow is a very integral part of winter in my mind, and I do want to have like pretty chunky like changes between the seasons, I would say. I think that I don't know, a decent amount of humidity. That's just my personal preference
A
because
decent
I've
amount of humidity.
I
That's interesting.
that's
That's
my
a hot
personal
take.
preference because I have really bad skin and also my hair looks way better in higher humidities. I will say. Also, weird random thing to do with humidity. It is there are printers that need to operate at a certain level of humidity in the building in which I work. And so the people who work in the poster in Photoshop put humidifiers in their room because
Wow.
they need to bring up the humidity in their room. And I was like, that's just wild to me. I
That
don't
is
know.
wild.
Yeah.
But Seattle, I don't think of as a completely dry place, whereas Colorado, I think of as very dry.
Colorado is so dry that like your elbows get crusty. You know?
It hurts a
Thankfully,
little.
it does. It's super nasty in the summers or like dead winter. Like my hands will get dry and they'll almost crack if I don't lotion them, which is bad.
The thing is, I felt like I had adapted to Colorado climate, and then I went to school in Arizona. And I'm like, oh, it's still dry, like whatever. But moving up here, now when I go back to Colorado, I feel it. I used to
Yeah.
not feel it when I lived there full time, and now it is noticeably different in humidity.
For sure. Just
Yeah.
constantly thirsty. But yeah, so I would say I want snowy winters. I want a little bit of humidity, maybe a decent bit of humidity. And that's pretty much it. I like sun. I want there to be sun. No wind. That's all I got.
She
That's all I
pointed
got.
aggressively at the microphone.
No wind. That's my opinion.
Okay.
What about
So,
you?
okay, I have kind of a climate related question actually that I might like to add to this.
Sure.
I feel like every region has like some kind of natural disaster that they have to put up with.
Oh.
So like you got your earthquakes, you got tsunamis or like monsoons, and you have tornadoes. I feel like those are the primary ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some places have
Sure,
much
there's more,
yeah,
but
some places
still.
have much worse like lightning storms, I guess, but I don't really know. So like if you have to deal with should we like narrow it down?
Well, okay, so I have a future question that is like, what type of biome would you like to have your city located in?
Okay.
But I think we can add that in. Why not? We're
Okay.
just like
Let's
setting the scene for our city right now. That's where we're at.
okay, when things go horribly wrong, would you prefer tornado? Oh, or fires. Okay, so tornado, tsunami, or earthquake. Let's just do those three.
100% earthquake.
Okay. Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think earthquake as well, or tornado. Definitely not tsunami.
Yeah.
Tsunami seems like really, really bad. But tornado, I feel like there's some protocols that you like go downstairs to the basement. And tornadoes are also pretty like they can be really bad, but they also skip over houses and stuff. They don't just decimate everything, whereas like an earthquake will destroy everything and impact every house.
Yeah.
So maybe tornado actually. I used to be very scared of tornadoes, so this is big character growth that I'm even saying this.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm kind of torn. I'm from Wisconsin and I feel like we don't really have like we're not on a fault line. We have tornado drills more often than other things because we're like in the Midwest, so it's the more likely one. And I feel like I would also prefer tornadoes.
Yeah.
Tornadoes are so random. They're scary because they're like they can skip over houses, but they can also just like be somewhere. But at the same time, I feel like everybody's kind of like a what can you do thing.
Yeah.
Because like even if you're like there was a tornado recently in Nebraska and people were just like driving toward it. There were videos of people like it's like
Yeah.
off to the right of the interstate and people are just going And it's like kind of wild to me, but also they're unpredictable. So it's almost less stressful because you either are in a basement or you're not in a basement. And beyond that, it's kind of like, well,
It feels
There's
more
not
like
much you can do.
chance.
yeah,
Whereas like a tsunami or an earthquake, like doesn't matter where you are, you're being affected.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but you still have to answer the weather
Oh,
question.
yeah, yeah. I am not as much of a fan of snow as Sarah is. I also feel like I've really mostly lived in the Midwest and I haven't spent like time in places where the weather's significantly different. I've only like vacationed in other places. So I don't have a good sense for like what the year round is like. I do really love rain, but I've learned in this visit to Seattle that it actually doesn't like really rain all that much, it
It
feels like.
I feel like it's just usually cloudy, like during the later fall, winter, and early spring, and the clouds are what get people because it kind of holds the moisture in, and then it will like mist,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And then the big rain events aren't as frequent as people think.
I don't know if I like that as much. I feel like I like a good rain, but maybe I'd like
Yeah.
to live in one of those places where like it rains like for 20 minutes every afternoon and but like it rains, you
Yeah.
know. I don't really know where those places are, but I've heard of them.
That's how it used to be in the summers in Colorado in the mountains.
Well, no, even in the city, quote
Yeah.
unquote, I feel like it would rain in the afternoon, and then it would be the sunny rain that we've talked about a couple
Yeah.
times, and then it would go away, and you got sun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Right. I like how in Colorado especially, less so in Nebraska. That was one of the first things that I noticed when I went to school there, is that in Colorado when it rains, the clouds that have the water in them, the water falls, no more clouds. Like it's always sunny after it rains in Colorado. And here in like in Nebraska, it'll rain for a couple days.
Yeah.
Or it'll rain and it'll stay cloudy.
Yeah, it's not as abrupt, it's not as
Yeah.
predictable, I
Well,
guess.
I think it just has to do with humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
go.
because Nebraska was surprising to me the first time that I visited there. I was like, why is it so humid in the Midwest?
Yeah.
What's happening?
No one talks about it as
No,
much.
they don't.
It's funny.
But okay, so oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I'm not quite done.
Keep going, keep going. I
Um,
want to hear 'em.
Yeah, so I like the afternoon rain, but other than that, I think I would like it to not be like super humid all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Nebraska's a little too humid for me, maybe. Just because like when it gets really hot in the summer, it's like horrible to be outside a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I have a narrow range. If it could be like between like 65 and like 77, that's ideal.
Ideal temperature.
I did something. So yeah, but I do like seasons, so I'm willing to suffer a little bit in the summer for the joy of the extra heat sometimes.
Yes. I totally feel both of you on the. I feel some of you guys on the humidity. Wait, that is not even what I want to say. I'm backing up. I completely disagree with the humidity situation.
I feel you. No. No, I don't.
I don't.
I'm completely lying to you. I personally don't really like the humidity. I think Colorado and Arizona now are a bit too dry. But if I am like sweating and the sweat is not evaporating off of me, that feels like an issue.
Yeah.
But I really like having 4 seasons. Having the seasons change is a big deal for me. And this was the first year that I realized that spring has like such a presence. Like here, there was a huge spring bloom in Seattle, and I didn't get to experience that last year. So experiencing it now, I'm like, oh, it's gorgeous. And then when summer is there, summer is a full season. When fall is there, fall is like the leaves are very clearly changing, and then winter has like snow in it. And I like feeling the change in time. It like is really exciting for me to be like, yay, we're somewhere new. We're doing something else. Like we're wearing different clothes and stuff like that. I think the big moral of the story is I don't want to have my perfect city be in a place that it's always the same temperature like year round.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Arizona was, at least in Tucson. There was like a
Right.
small period of coldness, but most of it was like very warm.
There you go.
And then the summers were just awful.
You
so-
stayed inside.
Yeah.
There you go.
So four seasons, nice, clear, different weather. And little humidity, but enough so your skin isn't sad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, snow, no snow.
Yes, snow.
Okay.
Okay.
That's part of the 4 distinct seasons.
That's
Nice.
fair. But like how much snow?
I'm fine with snow. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy it too.
I see. I like the occasional snow, but like
Yeah.
I loved it growing up because you like play in the snow and you like make snowmen and then sometimes it would snowmen, sorry, wow. Or snow people.
Hey,
Better.
No individuals.
we love it.
Sometimes not even people. Snow
I was about to say snow horse.
Snow
My
horse.
mom always tries to make a snow horse.
that'd be really hard.
A snores.
A snores.
It's true.
Cute. And like I have distinct, very happy memories of a few times in Wisconsin when it was just like 4 feet of snow and I would be like
Amazing.
small but just like flopping on top of it because you could just like
Fluffy.
yeah, it's fluffy, but then sometimes it gets like a crust. You can like walk on it a little bit.
Nice.
So fun, so fun. But nowadays, I have to shovel a lot more than I did at that time. So
The joy is
Growing
not
up.
there as much.
it's a little less. Maybe I should restart snowball fights, and then I could enjoy it again. I've gone sledding a couple times in the last couple of years, which is fun. Still fun. But I think I really only want it to snow like 2 times a year when it sticks around more than like 3 days.
Nice.
Still think that's a notable amount of snow. Yeah. But side note, I had many a snowball fights last month. 2 months ago now. Sorry.
What?
When I went to Banff.
Oh,
The joy of having snowball fights, I forgot.
Yeah.
It's really high.
Nice.
So good.
It's amazing. I
Okay.
highly recommend. It will
Good.
bring back some love of snow, hopefully.
Amazing. I did not see any snow this winter, pretty much, because it did not snow in Colorado, and I never made it that far north while I was here.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. It snowed a lot in the springtime in Colorado. It's been kind of wild.
I heard.
Over there.
I know.
But anyways, what natural disaster did you already say? We
We
said
already said
tornadoes.
that.
Okay, perfect.
But I do have another question, unless we have any more weather/natural disaster related comments.
Feel good.
Cool. Okay, so this question has a little bit to do with like it's worded interestingly, but that's because I want you to answer in a certain way, but then I will say other things.
Is this a leading question?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How many people would you like in your perfect city? Yes. Yes.
Okay. I feel like so many cities have like a certain number of people that are like there that live there,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have people that commute in.
Yes.
Um, and also I'm really bad with knowing like the population of most cities. So I have no idea, really.
You can make it more general, like a lot of people, a few people, small, big, whatever.
Large city, small city,
Mm-hmm.
town, village.
So is it really a city, or is it like what is our ideal place to live, and do we want to live in a small town or do we want to live in a city?
This is your ideal city. This doesn't have to be a city that exists. You're not thinking of like, oh, Seattle's my perfect city. And Seattle generally is known to have like a higher population or something like that.
But it has like you're saying it has to be a city though.
Well, it can be a town.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
town,
What do
city.
you want to say? Why are you
Yeah.
asking?
Yeah.
Give us the deets.
Or do we have to answer first?
You don't have to answer first. Do you want me to answer first? I have thoughts.
Your thoughts go.
Yeah. Okay. I do personally like more people in my city. But the reason that Seattle works for me is because it's not so bustling and there's not so many people that it feels overwhelming to me, at least. Even though there's a high population. Just like you said before, you realize that there's so many people when it gets nice out. Now that starts feeling like, whoa, there's a lot of people. I can't do the things I want because there's too many people around. And so I would like the feel of a community of people that are around and active without it feeling like I can't access any public places or anything. So I'm definitely mid-sized with the amenities and resources of a big city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's why I asked how many people you'd like, and that's a really good additional question of how active are those people, and I want the people to be fairly active.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
I have never lived in a very big city, to be so honest. And I do think it could be fun, but I don't think I would really enjoy. There's a certain amount of like, I don't know. I'm just not really a big city girl. I feel like maybe that could change, but I do really like space. So I feel like I need there to be green spaces. This is more like layout than anything else. But the things that I would really want in a city are good amounts of green space and like good public transit so that you don't need a
Yes.
car. And like also so that it's good enough public transit that it's not just in like the city center, but it goes out to like surrounding neighborhoods so that people can like commute if they need to get in, or like so that you can go to like slightly farther away destinations with that same like public transit system, or if it connects to like near like in okay like Paris has the metro, but then it connects to the like more regional trains that go like into farther areas. And like it's not perfect, of course, because the population density has to be high for there to actually be like a good public transit system. But I feel like that's important to me, and I feel like that's usually in pretty big cities, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I want it to be a pretty big city so that that can exist, and also I like the variety of things to do, and like lots of people having their own like separate groups or things so that you can really diversify, and I think that'd be really cool. So a larger city, but not like New York.
No,
Too
yeah.
big, too big. And maybe not even Chicago. Maybe like Milwaukee, but Milwaukee's so sprawling it's hard to say
Nice.
where like the city ends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closer to Milwaukee than to Chicago. I don't actually know the populations. I'm going off vibes.
Nice.
Vibes. Definitely
Vibes? Good.
Like Milwaukee.
I can't say that I've been to Milwaukee, but I'm sure it has good vibes.
Yeah, we're trusting you for
To
sure.
be fair, it does depend on the part of Milwaukee.
Same could be said for pretty much
Pretty
anything.
much
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, I have answer.
You have answer.
So, I would want my city to be population-wise relatively small, but I want it to be like a tourist-centered place, right? So like think places near national park, places near historic place, places near some sort of natural formation that is interesting. I want it to be so that there's an on season and an off season. So that in the on season, there's a bunch of people coming by, there's good business, people are able to make money off of people who are coming by, but they're not actually having to live there. You know, like the people who are coming by and contributing to like the infrastructure of the city.
Totally.
But also, that means since people are traveling to see this place, there's a lot of like commitment to having things look nice and cohesive. I love that. Part of the reason why I work for a university right now is A, it's easier to get there because transit, etc. But also, I like being in a place that has a commitment to looking pretty. You know? I like landscaping. I like, things that make life easier, like public restrooms that you can use and I don't know, little places to get snacks around and things like that. I don't know. I really love touristy cities and I think it would be fun to have all of the things that come with a touristy city, like a bunch of different ice cream shops and like
the novelty of it almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like in not every city is gonna have little tchotchkes that you can buy that say the name of the city on it, and I think it'd be
Right.
fun if my city did. And
That's
so
really cute. I like that a lot.
well, it comes in with the transit thing. When all these tourists come in, they want to have it easy to get around,
Yeah.
So that's what I want. Also, I feel like in the off season, then the people who are in that city get kind of like weirdly close.
Because there's this kind of like us and them thing.
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
you're the real resident.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a like year rounder,
A citizen of this place.
Exactly. Like I vote on what's on the ballot, Like, I know where the good places are. Don't get whatever Joe Schmo's ice cream. This is where the locals go.
That's cute. That's actually so cute. And I think that that gives your city so much like camaraderie that maybe cities that don't have a lot of tourism don't don't really have, and maybe like they divide based on, whatever side of the railroad track or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So I like that a lot.
Thank you.
I might steal that, and I think that I would want my city to be touristy because it was in a pretty place,
Nice.
like near water,
National park.
near national park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully with really good trees. I love a good tree.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and maybe
Yeah.
some like rivers for like I don't know. I don't really like paddleboarding is super fun. So like maybe some rivers, but then also some lakes and ponds and
Nice.
nice waterways.
Tubing.
Yeah.
Tubing could
I
be
love
fun.
Tubing.
I would like to do more.
Yeah.
I haven't been tubing in years.
We should go.
We should go.
We should go. Get one of those little floaty coolers.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
Into it.
nice.
Well, you guys already kind of went into my next question, which was about public transit. So I'm just gonna agree with you all. I think public transit is amazing. Like having good public transit makes life so much better
Yeah.
and so much easier to get around.
Yeah.
But we can kind of jump over that question because
that's
we
okay.
already discussed.
I will say, on the public transit thing, my favorite thing is when the city has like the bus system and the metro or the train system are run on like or the ferry system all work with the same card. Yes,
Definitely.
so
Good point.
important.
Yeah. Can I add one thing as well?
Please.
One of my favorite things about living in Lincoln for the university with the University of Nebraska, etc. Bike paths.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Bike paths and walking trails.
Yes.
So important to me. I want to be able to bike to most parts of this city, and I want to be able to do it on a thing that is away from cars so that I feel safe, so that kids can get around. I think that having kids be able to go out on their own and move from place to place without there being a risk of like, injury is so important. So,
Yeah.
No, that's so true.
bike path.
And it's nice to have those bike paths be like accessible in terms of topography.
Oh,
And that's something I've learned about being in Seattle is that
tough
like
bike here.
it's tough because you've got some hills, which is great because we do have fairly good public transit compared to other cities. It's not perfect, obviously. Public transit is always like got its issues.
Quirks.
It's quirks for sure, but having like the Burke Gilman. It's a relatively flat trail. You can go all the way out to Ballard and all the way back in past the university and further as well. And it's relatively flat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. I love it.
Do you guys want like a topography speaking city? Would you prefer it to be hillier? Would you want it to be flatter?
I like hilly cities.
I think that I would like a bowl.
A bowl.
A bowl.
Interesting.
I want town center, bottom of bowl, and then,
Or like
people-
a valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valley and or bowl. Yes.
Cute.
Yeah. I want most of the things, I want most of the central items, etc., town center to be flat. But I do think it would be nice to be able to like have, like everybody's going up to the viewpoint, like ooh, and the high school kids going kiss up there or something, or like watch the fireworks in a high place, blah blah blah.
That's cute.
And it's
Yeah.
like always the same place
Yeah.
that you're referring to.
Yeah, or maybe there's like
a
three.
couple.
Yeah, if it's a bowl, there could be a couple kind of lookouts. Like, that's cute. And then also you can like look over at your beautiful city that you've created. Just
Exactly.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
And clear boundary so that other cities don't bleed in.
Oh.
Okay.
She doesn't like the sprawl, the agglomeration
Nope.
of cities.
Sure.
Which I get. I really enjoy having hills, and this goes into the spatial organization, but I like having pockets of exciting things. So instead of having just one big downtown hub, which I think is how a lot of cities are, I really like having smaller like nuggets of hidden places. It's like, oh, this is just like a little small area within the neighborhood, and there's some shops here and they have like something a little special, and then you get to find it. And that's kind of why I like the hills too, is like it feels like there's things that's hidden. Like just over the hill, there's something special over there. Like if you just go and look. I also like having space between cities. I feel like there should always be some like countryside before another city. It's nice. But my city would have lots of hills and like hidden, exciting places, like little hidden nature ways
Yeah.
and hidden shops and things
Nice.
like that. But still known if you're local.
Nice.
Yeah. Like
I
there's
like
always
it.
something fun to find.
Nice.
Cute.
And
I think so recently I've been trying to learn how to drive a stick shift.
oh, nice.
And the idea
Hills.
around hills, exactly. It's like the idea, and also biking in cities.
Yeah.
It's nice. Lincoln is nice. It's fairly flat, pretty flat. So biking around there, I did quite a bit during university, and that was cool. It was chill. It was easy, and that was nice. So I did appreciate that. I feel like I want like the really heavily trafficked areas of the city, maybe like the city center, to be pretty flat, so that people who drive stick shifts can be less
Yeah.
frightened, and people who are biking can do that more easily. But then I think I like the idea of it being like hillier, maybe like more like gradual hills, not like the super steep ones. But so that you can have like a nice view of a street, or that. And I like the idea of having like maybe not in a bowl, but like a mountain or a very tall area nearby so that you can like look over, survey the city. I think it'd be cute.
Nice. We love.
Well, I also have a couple more geography ones, but they're quicker. And so it's, would you rather be next to mountains or ocean? You only get to pick one. You can still have lakes and waterways, no matter what, but mountains or ocean.
I would like to be next to mountains more than I would like to be next to ocean.
Nice.
Hard choice,
It is a hard
but I
Okay.
agree.
I, for sake of being different, will say ocean, which is shocking because I don't like to swim. And I love a pier. I love a pier. I feel like it has everything that I was saying about for the other thing, you know?
Totally,
It
totally.
like is cute. There's events, there's a commitment to looking nice and like arcades. I love arcades. I think I've talked about piers before already on this. But I love a pier. I think piers are great. And so yeah, maybe ocean, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. Also, people just seem really chill. Like, to be fair, not that mountain people don't seem chill.
Different type of chill.
Different kinds of chill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. I do love piers. I love a good like ice cream on a pier or just something novel.
Ugh.
I feel like that's what it goes back to is that living in a city shouldn't just be like I don't know. I feel like living shouldn't be surviving. It should be having these little sweet, like, happy moments within the city.
Yeah.
As a landscape architect student, I do a lot of things concerning like with placemaking and like what makes places special and also what creates a community of belonging. So we all have this intrinsic tie to places that we live in, and you either feel like you're part of the community or not. And aspects of what make you feel like part of the community, obviously, there's social bonds, but there's a lot of becoming part of the community within place. Like we all have these special places that feel like our own that aren't just our houses, right? And these public urban spaces contribute to overall well-being. And there's tons and tons of studies that having good public space extends your life.
Wow.
Wow.
And just by being able to have attachment to place and also it gets into even more like of course there's redlining and like access to resources and actual like important things that are on race lines and things like that are more politically tied. But having these amenities is not just nice because they're good and fun and novel experiences, they're good because they actually increase your quality of life. Anyways, that's my little soapbox. And landscape architecture and urban planning are really important fields for our daily lives that no one realizes that you use. Like, you don't think about, oh, it's so nice that there's a sidewalk here. But if there wasn't, that would really suck.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wow, there's so much street lighting here and I feel safe at night. That's amazing. So I think it's really important to recognize these and then you know what you can advocate for in your city. Vote.
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 Put money and votes towards public infrastructure. because we all get sad when we don't have shared things.
It's true.
It's true.
It is very true. Ooh, on that note, a lot of uh open spaces, parks, all of that, I agree with you. But also places for people to play sport.
Yeah.
Fields, amenities like on those fields, including goals and lines and bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recreation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
And like accessible recreation that you don't necessarily need to like pay for or be part of a club or even part of a school to
Yeah.
like use. That's so true. I live right next to a park right now that has like tennis courts and a couple baseball diamonds
Amazing.
and a couple soccer goals. There's no lines, but you could cones or throw shoes if you had them,
For sure.
as you do. But yeah, and I do really like it. I think it's so fun because I see like groups of kids hanging out there all the time, or families, or just friends hanging out. I saw a couple people using one of those like slack lines the other day.
Oh, fun.
So they can just like hang out there and
Yeah.
have the green space. I do sometimes wish I love a good tree. Nebraska, not quite enough trees in my opinion. But it does really have those open spaces that people can use, which is nice. A good no.
Thanks.
Well, when
Okay.
it comes to social spaces and social places, my final question before we come back to the naming question is what social service would you add if you could? It could be anything, they've got the typical ones of like transit and stuff like that, but ones that concern people maybe, or, citizens. What are people doing to help the community? And we can start with Sarah.
Okay. Kiera winked at me. You didn't see it, but I did. I went on a little bit of a rant last night because I was on a bus driving past a lot of people who were volunteering for whatever faith community that they were a part of on streets. And I thought to myself, wow, that is a lot of time and effort and commitment towards like wanting to teach something that people care about to others. And I feel like in pretty much every instance, these fully voluntary people, of course, there are people who are out there like getting petitions signed for like the environment as well and things like that. But I feel like most of the time it's like a faith based community. And I was thinking to myself, in my perfect world, I would love to have people standing out on the street offering to teach others math. Because, like, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be great? You're walking down the street, you see some people, they're like, hey, do you want to learn something new today about rectangles? And then you go, sorry, I didn't think that there was anything else new to learn about rectangles. Tell me more. And they just start up a fun little conversation about math with you? Are you kidding? They're like, hey, have you ever heard about the difference between compounding and not compounding interest? And you're like, I've always wondered about that. It's confusing. And they say, well, let me tell you, I've been spending my entire life out here on the corner teaching people about this wonderful thing called math that I care about and that will help make your life a better thing. And I just think that that would be beautiful. And wow. I don't know. I just think, of course, other subjects, whatever. But like, math is just so glorious, and there's such a joy about like feeling confident in your ability to like solve a problem in front of you in terms of math. I don't know. I love it. So
She's a math lover, and
I
we did try to convince her to be okay with like learning other things, learning anything that someone will be a like master in and willing to impart that knowledge on somebody else.
Yeah.
Like just at a base level, we're like we should do that, and then Sarah was like no math, but as an addition,
it would be
great.
it would be like most fun if it was math. Like if someone else really want to like teach people things about, I don't know, chemistry or like anatomy, sure,
Okay, there's
whatever.
many more
Okay,
subjects.
I guess
These are just yeah. Well, these are even just STEM ones that you're listing.
fair. History,
She doesn't know.
To be fair, I don't love history is important, and I recognize that. It's not my favorite thing. It's actually I do really like learning about it, and I think it could be interesting if there are people who are like teaching you about the history of the town just for fun.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, that architecture, it's because of this. That could be cool,
Sure.
but I don't know.
Those are basically just like tour guides.
It's
like,
true,
you
but
know?
that's not voluntary.
I guess that's fair. You're right.
Um,
You make good sense.
I mean, sort of. But I do think, honestly, are you
I'm done. That's
okay?
it. That's all we got.
Cool. See, I was thinking about this, and then I realized in my head that I had reinvented the library.
Okay.
So I think that that's just the most important thing to
A
me.
place to go check out books for
Well,
free.
yeah, but like you can learn so many things. You can access computers. Some of them I mean, the Seattle Public Library that I went to, the one downtown, has a ridiculous amount of amenities, which is so cool. So you can like pursue so many things there, and they have topographical maps, which is just kind of wild, very fun. And they have their little like sound booths, so you can like do some mixy mixing with the tunes.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think that's super fun. And also it's a good third place, I feel like. It's a public place. You can spend time there.
Totally.
It's safe. There's public restrooms, there's water fountains. I think that's like the most important thing to me is the library. Also, I do love a good book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do. Did you have any other ideas connected to the library?
I think if I was gonna have something like separate or see, it's just learning. It's like
It's
Sarah and I are
okay.
both like places you can learn.
Right?
But I think it'd be super cool. I really want to live in a city that would have like lots of plants, and I feel like
Yes.
maybe oh, you know what I would want is a lot of like public gardens where you could like learn about food, learn about plants, why they're important, maybe bees. Bees are important. Save the bees, guys. So I think you didn't see it, but Sarah emphasized the save the bees by pointing at the microphone, indicating that everybody should save the bees.
true.
Thanks, Sarah. Love the support.
The support.
Yeah, but I think that'd be cool. People could like learn about it and also like make food for themselves, which I think could be fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, let me just introduce you to landscape architecture and urban planning. Urban ag, public amenities, let me tell you. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. But I've been doing a lot of thinking about this too because also it's just nice to like speculate like what would a perfect world be? And one thing that like I realize I do and I think like pretty much everyone does is we all have a lot of stuff. And what do we do with our stuff? We throw it away, we donate it to Goodwill and like hope it goes somewhere. But I think it would be so awesome if we had like a civic infrastructure that really focused on repurposing slash reusing. Like there's groups like Buy Nothing where people are giving away these things, but it's where you're not looking to make a profit off of selling this item or whatever. You're looking for it to have like a continued life cycle. And I think having some kind of civic run thing where they're actively collecting these things and then redistributing them to other people who are looking for these items would be amazing. Almost like a material library, but
Yeah.
not just like, wood materials or metal materials, like
Yeah.
any type of materials. What are you going to do with your extra mirror? What are you going to do with, this old printer that you have? Like they all have life cycles maybe beyond what you're using them for, and instead of selling them to make $5 or maybe never selling them and deciding to just throw them away instead, like there could be ways that you can get them to people who really want them or need them and can use them.
Yeah.
So something like that would
That
be
sounds
within my society.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it does.
I also, such a small thing, but me and a friend were talking about it. I want more crafting stores that have really nice tools and machines that you can rent time on.
Like maker spaces.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are really
Maker
cool.
spaces where you can rent time and notice how I say rent. Like, I do think a cost should come with it because, like, use of these tools is like it causes wear on them.
Well, you have
a
maintenance.
lot of times.
You have
Yeah.
maintenance. You have people
Yeah.
that are taking care of them.
And you
so,
also probably need people there who like can teach you how to use it right.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of oversee it. So that time also needs to
It's
be
also worthy.
yeah.
compensated.
But it'd be really cool because, I mean, let's be real. How many people have enough space in their house to have a long arm quilter? That thing's like freaking huge, you know? It's like the size of a table tennis table, but then also you've got this motorcycle handle thing that goes on. I don't know, whatever. It would be cool for everyone to be able to have the accessibility to tools like that. Or if not everyone, at least more people through the ability to like rent time instead of having to purchase them.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, more
What-
community
can all make
equipment. Cool.
We can all share. Sharing is caring.
Ideal. In the ideal world.
In the
everyone.
ideal world. But that leads us to our final question.
Oh my lord.
What are we naming our cities? And I think, Sarah, you had some ideas. I'm still like trying to think of one, so you should go first.
Okay, riddle me this. It was kind of a joke at the beginning, but now it's real. Sarah Vanner.
Like Savannah, but Sarah Vanner.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Sarah Vanner. And it could be spelled like SarahVanHare.
So just your name.
Sarah Vanner.
Wow.
I think it's great.
She's not vain at all. Very
Where,
humble.
where are you coming from, Sarah Vanner? Oh, that's so cool. I heard that they just got a new solar panel farm on the outskirts of the city. That's so cool. Yeah, the Sarah Vanner solar panels. Wow.
It sounds like you're saying like Savannah, but really weird.
Yep.
I think that's passable. It does sound like a city name.
I thought
Yeah.
that it was close enough to Savannah that it could be a city name.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm on board.
And then you could be Sarah Vannerians.
Okay.
Oh no, I love that. What are the people from your city called? I think that's so fun.
That's amazing. You're citizens.
Thank you very much. And also you?
And also me. I was struggling. I know I came up with this question because I thought it would be fun and cool to talk about. And then I was like, I'm drawing blanks. I'm drawing blanks. The first idea that came to mind, which I'm not in love with, we might workshop it. It definitely needs to be. We're going off like Latin names slash other languages, is like terre means earth. Like pomme de terre, apple of the earth in French, is potato. So we know we're not calling it that, but we can use terre.
Potato. That's the name. Potato.
The ideal city, the ideal food.
But belle means beautiful. So you could do
Beautiful potato.
Beautiful potato.
belle terre. Like I feel like that's definitely already like some fancy rich neighborhood name.
Like Bel Air.
Wow.
But belle terre. Like
Okay.
So it sounds like you're saying Bel Air, but like kind of wrong. Yeah, so we have Sarah Vanner and Belter.
I don't love the name, but I was trying to think of things that weren't just like beautiful city.
Yeah.
City. Nice city.
Yeah,
So-
no,
so
I
you
hear
know.
you.
But then you'd be Beltarians.
That's
Beltarians.
cute.
Cute. It's
Yeah.
cute. Well,
What you got? What you got?
I don't know. So
Just know that we're gonna rip it apart, just as we did to each other.
No matter what you say.
Okay, well, I originally was like staring at this astrology puzzle in front of me, and I was like, Venus or something? Planet name? Question mark? Or like a plant name. Kiera's got a lot of nice plants,
Yeah, some of them are struggling right now.
but I don't actually know a lot of plant names, so I decided that was maybe not the best idea. But Sarah ripped off her name, so
Hey.
it could be like not North Platte, that's a place in Nebraska, but like
Yeah.
North. I feel like Bell doesn't really work as like a place name with North
Yeah.
in front of it,
I hear you.
but like I don't know, something.
It's hard. A name for a place is hard.
Northland.
Northland. I kind of don't hate it.
Northland. It sounds like a place that exists
Northland?
for sure.
Right?
With a Land or Lind?
Ooh,
Northland?
Northland.
Northland.
I kind of like it with the I,
Or
maybe it's spelled with an A, but they say it like it has an I in it,
nice.
you know? And they're Northlandians.
I love that. Northlandians.
Or Northlyn, Lyn.
Northland. Oh,
Northland?
I feel like
Northland, nah. Land is what you were trying to
Northlandians?
I
get.
feel like Northland is almost too much to like a name.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like,
I like it. I like Northland. Well, because there are a lot of other land cities that end in land.
I
I
actually
can't
can't think of
actually
any.
think of any except for where I'm from that
True.
ends in land.
True, but they
So,
exist. We have
Fort
evidence.
North, that's kind of fun.
I don't like the
I
military.
don't like it.
Fair
I
enough.
don't like it. I do not. I
Okay.
don't super want
Okay.
a base in my
Yeah.
city.
Fair. Well, I think that we've had a lot of fun thinking of what our ideal cities would look like. Let us know if you have any drastically different wants for your city. Something that we didn't talk about that I thought could be fun, but we are wrapping up our episode is theme park? Question mark?
Ooh.
Would we, it'd
Yes.
be fun.
The answer is yes.
The
I would
answer is
have
yes.
one.
Yeah? Water? Not water.
Both.
Awesome. Nice. I love
That's
that. Okay. Either way, we're going to wrap up this episode because you have loved listening to us, but we have other things to do.
And we really enjoyed talking with you. We really enjoyed having Bella as a guest. You've been
Thanks.
spectacular and also some great takes on an amazing city.
I agree.
If you are new here, we post episodes every single Wednesday, and you can find them on Spotify or YouTube. And
You should send this episode to someone who you think would be a terrible city designer. Or who knows, someone who has great ideas for a city. Don't tell them which one you think they are. They can try and figure it out on their own as they hear the end of this episode right now. A little inception for you. But also, yeah, send this to someone that you would like to live in a city with, maybe.
and answer our poll to let us know what you would call your perfect utopian city.
I love it. Amazing.
But thank you again so much for listening. We really enjoyed having you here, and we'll talk to you next time on
Arguably speaking.
Bye.
Bye.